Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Ugh, the loading screens are so long on this account, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I just got in from work, and the one Guild Wars video I've seen just before I got home from work, actually, which I don't think enough people have seen, actually, is this guy that's singing a song about, like, the fall of Ascalon. It's actually really good. Like, you can tell if his microphone was a little bit better, it would sound really professional and really awesome. I'll probably leave a link in the description to that, just because I literally just listened to that. I was like, oh, I wish I could sing. I really wish I could sing. But anyway, yeah, we're continuing on. About the dialogues and stuff, I had one comment on that, and the person said it was going to be okay, so I figured that's what we'll probably do with the extra dialogue scenes, unless maybe this weekend I have an extensive look at it and we'll sort of do a single video, kind of maybe a bonus. Should we go back to doing bonus videos? I don't know. We might do one sort of every now and then that catches us up to the current situation with all the hidden dialogues, and then we'll move on again from then on and then, which sounds good to me. So hey Zayri. And he says, you know, I'd really hate it if I'd been saying his name wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's no other way of saying it. It's just R-I, saying re, that doesn't, Zayri, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah, hard mode, thank you for the prompt. Our efforts have met with great success, he says. We know of only one group of afflicted remaining in the vicinity of kindness. See, this is... Last quest, we were told that we'd killed all of them in Kaineng, and now they're like, oh, but there's one group in the vicinity of Kaineng, so they get away with it. Really? It was last seen in Pongmei Valley, apparently, and apparently there's something different about this one. One of the afflicted was described as impossibly massive. Whether it was because the person was huge prior to being consumed, or it's a result of the evil creature that it's done since, I don't know. This is quite cool. It explains being consumed here. We never really knew the complete process of becoming an afflicted. We just kind of got this storyline that made it sound vaguely like what happens to zombies in zombie movies. You become infected. If you remember, people became enraged, and then slowly they just became more and more mutated until they were the afflicted. But then now it's like consumed. I mean, we knew that it was kind of an airborne disease for a while. That's what the miasma was. Do you remember sorting all of that stuff out back in Zendai and stuff? But here it's like consumed. So what, did the afflicted eat this guy and then somehow another afflicted was born? It's really odd, isn't it? But they actually say that there. That was something that was never explicitly stated in factions. He says he does know in any case that it's a threat and it's our charge to deal with it. That's all the reason I need. Will you join me? The greater the foe, the greater the glory. I'm not interested unless the compensation is impossibly massive. No, let's do it. The greater the foe. This is actually quite cool. This is the first interesting thing, really, they do with the Winds of Change. By this point, I think a lot of players will have been getting a little bit sick. They've been like, oh, look, we've done 5 quests now. They've just been killing afflicted. This is boring. What are we doing? Well, now something slightly different happens. You don't have to go to a load of different locations out in this area. You only have to go to one location, and that's the sewers, actually, that you have to wade through to leave the city. And you have to kill one group, and they actually do something quite cool, which we will talk about obviously when we get to it. What did I really have to talk about? First, I'm not going to go on about it anymore, really, the Collector's Edition. I feel like maybe I should have done a video about it. Everyone's talking about the Collector's Edition much more than I thought that really people would care about it, because there's still no release date. Like, you can tell, as soon as there's going to be a release date, things are going to really kick off in the communities. That people are going to start going nuts. But yeah, a lot of people have been really into the Collector's Edition thing. Last episode, I got quite a few comments. I'm not actually as angry about... I'm not angry at all. I don't really mind that much about the elite skill thing. I just think it is interesting to note, and it does seem to me that, I mean, I don't even really have much of an opinion on it, really, at the moment. I'm not that bothered about it. I can see why people would be bothered. I just think it's an interesting thing to point out, because I don't think anyone was really expecting it. I mean, were you guys expecting them to have done something like that? I mean, ArenaNet, really, they've always kind of had this open policy where they've said, and they've always kind of said this in regards to the cash shop, right? But they've always kind of sat there and said, look, we're never going to sell like exclusive like gameplay benefits that you can only get for certain players who spend more money, right? And they've always said that with the cash shop, and we're obviously not talking about that here, but that's kind of always been their policy. In fact, the one time they did announce something that was going to be in the game that you could only get if you spent real world money on it, there was a huge backlash, like the transmutation stones, and immediately now there's transmutation stones everywhere, and they're not a cash shop only thing. Like, they're all over the place. So it's just not expected from ArenaNet. That's all. I'm not angry about it. I think it would be ridiculous to be angry about it. I don't even know if there are people that are saying this, but you know, it's easy to say, oh, this is terrible, it's an elite skill, there's going to be no balance in PvP, and people are going to be able to farm with it that other people can't. You know, you can always jump to those massive reactions, but at the end of the day, that would not be doing a service to ArenaNet as developers, right? They're obviously not stupid. They're not going to make the skill be like that. So yeah, I'm not really worried about it. I'm certainly not angry about it. I just think, you know, it's definitely something I wasn't seeing coming. And yeah, that's about it. But like I said, I'm not going to bang on about that anymore. I think we've kind of done 2 episodes on the collector's edition, so, you know, move on with it. Alright, okay, so yeah, here we go. These are the sewers. As you can see, there's some afflicted over here, and they're killing guards instantly. And I actually never really appreciated how awesome this looks from the distance. Over there, you can see a load of afflicted in the sewer, and there is a big-ass afflicted over here. Look at this guy. This is massive. Alright, so I said in Hearts of the North that I think that that dinosaur was still like the biggest enemy in the game. I actually think in comparison to what they originally were, this guy is definitely one of the biggest enemies in the game. Minor spoiler, I guess. Oh my god, and they're destroying us. Maybe I shouldn't have targeted him first. Minor spoiler, I guess. He is not the only giant afflicted we're going to be killing through the Winds of Change. There are actually a fair few like this. For this quest, we only have to kill 1 giant afflicted. He's called the Monstrous Afflicted Warrior, which is really, really cool. I like what they did here. It's only making an enemy bigger, but hey, it's something slightly different, isn't it? And I never really considered this to be a difficult quest, or I didn't really consider any of the enemies to be too hard, or any harder at least than the other quests that were in Winds of Change, but they're actually really hurting us. Is this because I removed Dunkoro? It could be. Instead of using Dunkoro, who, by the way, basically his build was... I had a suggestion to use Ray of Judgment on him. I'm not actually a massive fan of Ray of Judgment because... It's one of those AoEs that I always tend to find where it's so easy to notice when an NPC's cast it, when your heroes cast it. You can always see, it's always too often I see that they lay it down and then, oh my god, I'm ages away. Yes, I am. Maybe I'll cut it. But I'll finish this first. Maybe, it's one of those things that I always see, the NPC lays it down and then all the enemies just run out of it straight away. It always feels like a crappy skill for that to me. So instead of that, I swapped Dunkoro out with Norgu here, who, oh no, shit. No, not Norgu. I swapped him out with Gwen, yeah, who has got fallback and stand your ground. What Dunkoro originally had was like Smite Hex, Smite Condition. He didn't really have anything that amazing though. He had Strength of Honor and Spellbreaker, which were disabled all the time because I was microing those. But aside from that, he didn't really have much. He had a res. So I figured, hey, look, she'll have a lot more control, which should have less incoming damage, which is essentially the same role as what Dunkoro is doing. But she's not going to be removing hexes and conditions, I suppose. Which could be a problem. I don't know. If it is because of her, if we keep struggling as we go through War and Crier now, maybe I'll have a look into something else. Oh crap, they're actually talking? Oh, our dialogue seems to have bugged out there. It was supposed to have ended ages ago. Zayri says that's a very large afflicted, and we say, if it makes you feel any better, I've fought countless things far, far larger than this. I like the way they say that because I'm actually trying to think, how many things have we killed that are bigger than this? Not that many. We have the dinosaurs. We had some pretty big enemies, like some of those golems from War and Crier were pretty damn big. Let's kill the warrior first. We actually killed most of their group. I'm quite impressed with how good we were there. If they just all aggro on me, this will be nice, because I can block them with flashing blades. What else did we kill? We killed Abaddon. He was pretty big. We've killed some pretty big stuff, but not that many, really. I think our character's kind of a little bit big-headed there. What the hell's healing these guys? I'm looking around. The ranger can't be healing them. Oh, the warrior heals. Yeah, of course. Yeah, the warrior's got like mending touch and crap. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he's like proper tanked out. He's got a lot of health. I think he uses Defy Pain as well as his elite. He's got a lot of really kind of tanky abilities. And he actually heals and helps his allies. Yeah, quite interesting there as well, actually, because then you kind of have to ask yourself, right, well, which target do I want to fight first? We're just going to be knocking him out. So yeah, not only is he big, yes, he Shield of Absorption. Now I'm doing zero damage to him. Oh my god, I need some energy, please. I'm having a lot of energy issues on this build as well. Come on, Flashing Blades, please. There we go. Sweet. So yeah, he's quite a cool boss. He's big though. I mean, like I say, until we just wiped there, I'm actually quite shocked, quite worried that we wiped there. Usually this isn't a very, very hard quest to do, but there will be more like it coming. But really, yeah, there you go. That's the end of this quest. I did say one quest an episode, so I know we've not been filming that long, guys, but I guess that's it for this one. Zayri says, this world was not meant for one such as you. May your kind never set foot on these grounds again. Okay, so I think that's about it. We're not going to miss any dialogue, are we? When I played through this with Magical Mike, we were waiting at the end of some of the quests and being like, right, is there any dialogue we're going to miss? No, okay. Alright, so back to Kaineng. And we'll go see Zayri. I never zone in at that location, on the top of that staircase. That's so rare to happen, but it's so nice if you're doing Winds of Change, because he's just there and you can just click. Also, there are some side quests to be doing as well, which I have not forgotten, and we will be going through with those. I think what I'll do is finish part 1, then do the part 1 side quest, finish part 2, do the part 2 side quest. There were no side quests for part 3, so I guess we don't have to worry about it for the end there, which is good as well, because it gives us the dramatic conclusion and then like a clean break. But yeah, so we'll speak to Zayri. He says, that handles that. Thanks to you, I've met my responsibility of helping to keep clear the city. It looks like the Ministry is going to need us on Xingye Island next. It's beautiful there this time of year. Do you like to travel? Never mind that. That's probably a superfluous question for someone like you. Here, take this. Well, yeah, I spent much of my life as a student at Xingye. Of course I like it there. The quests, yeah, we now get to leave the city. Yeah, you'll get to see me zoning around Xingye, which is quite interesting because I always kind of felt like the story and factions kind of cleaned up the Afflicted, so I was quite shocked that we were going to be dealing with the Afflicted here on Xingye, but there is still a big problem there on Xingye all these years later, and that's kind of what the next few episodes, I believe, unless there's one more quest before we go there. That's what the next few episodes will be dealing with. A bit of a change of scenery, guys. And yeah, I guess I will see you there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. I'm not sure if I'll put up anything else today. I kind of want to do a lore video. I want to talk about what I'm going to do with the channel. Alright, one thing I'm thinking of doing is a lot more blog post stuff. So let me know what you think of that. But that might mean that another blog post coming up later. It depends how bored I get later on tonight. Anyway, I guess I'll see you guys next time. See you later.